All right, let's get into it. If you've got a business idea brewing in Illinois, you have landed in the perfect spot. We're about to break down the entire playbook for getting your LLC off the ground in the Prairie State.
So, you're thinking about it, right? Maybe turning that side hustle into the real deal, or finally launching that awesome idea that's been rattling around in your head. Well, Illinois has over 1 million small businesses, and there's definitely room for you.
And look, we're not going to waste any time. In just the next few minutes, we're going to cover everything. Why an LLC, how to do it, what it's going to cost you, and maybe most importantly, the unique perks of doing business in Illinois. Ready? Let's jump in.
Okay, so first things first, why an LLC? I mean, of all the options out there, why this one? Well, it's all about building a solid foundation for your big idea.
Honestly, the number one most important reason is this: liability protection. An LLC, that's a limited liability company, basically builds a legal wall between your personal stuff and your business stuff. Think of it like a shield.
And this is where it gets really real. If you're just a sole proprietor and your business gets sued, your personal assets, we're talking your house, your car, your savings, they're all on the table. But with an LLC, nope, they're protected. Your business is its own entity, which means you can take those smart risks to grow without, betting the actual farm.
All right, so that protection part sounds pretty good, right? The big question is, how do you actually do it? Let's get into the step-by-step blueprint. And don't worry, this is way more manageable than it sounds.
The main piece of paper you'll be dealing with is called the Articles of Organization. Sounds super formal and scary, I know, but it's not. It's basically a simple fill-in-the-blank form for the state. You put down your business name, your address, and that's pretty much it. Seriously, think of it as your business's official birth certificate.
It really boils down to a simple 6-step launch sequence. First, you've got to pick a unique name. Then you choose something called a registered agent. We'll get to what that is in just a sec. After that, you file the paperwork, create an operating agreement, which is kind of like your company's rule book, get a free tax ID from the IRS, and then just handle any local stuff. That's it. It's a clear path.
So what on earth is a registered agent? It sounds complicated, but it's just this. Every LLC in Illinois has to have a reliable point of contact for official legal mail. It can be a person or a service, but they have to have a physical street address in Illinois and be around during business hours to accept documents. That's their whole job.
So, the natural question is, can you just be your own registered agent? And yeah, you totally can. The big pro? It saves you money. But there are some real cons to think about. For one, your home address is now public record. And if you travel a lot or aren't always home, you could miss a really important document. It's that classic trade-off, saving a few bucks versus privacy and peace of mind.
Okay, let's talk about the money. What's this actually going to cost? And really, you should think of this as the first investment you make in your business's legitimacy and protection.
To get the ball rolling, the main cost is a one-time state filing fee of $153. That's what you pay the state to file those articles of organization we talked about. Pretty straightforward.
And then, to keep everything running smoothly, there's a $75 fee every single year. That's for filing your annual report, which basically just keeps the state updated that you're still in business. It's simple, but you do not want to forget about this one.
So here's the whole cost checklist laid out. You've got the 2 required fees right there at the top, the $153 to start and the $75 each year. The other stuff is all optional. You can pay $25 to reserve a name if you're not quite ready, pay for that registered agent service, or file for a DBA if you want to use a catchy brand name that's different from your official LLC name.
Okay, now for the really cool part. Once you've got that official LLC, you unlock a whole new level of advantages the state of Illinois offers. And this is especially true for businesses owned by women and minorities. This is a potential game changer. And look, this isn't just some feel-good statement. The state is serious about this. The Commission on Equity and Inclusion has put it in writing. They are dedicated to creating real opportunities. And having that official LLC is your key to getting in the door.
So one of the biggest programs you need to know about is the Business Enterprise Program, or BEP. Here's the deal. If your business is at least 51% owned by a woman, a minority, or a person with a disability, you're probably eligible. And get this, the certification costs you absolutely nothing. It's free. So why go through the trouble of getting certified? Here's why. The state of Illinois has a goal to award at least 20% of all its contract money to BEP certified businesses. Let me say that again, 20%. That is a huge chunk of business that's specifically set aside for companies that get this certification.
And it's not just about getting contracts either. The state literally gives you a roadmap to find money. They have guides to connect you with grants, loans, and even venture capital. There are programs like Advantage Illinois that are designed from the ground up to help underrepresented founders get the capital they need to really scale their businesses.
Whew, okay, that was a lot of info, I know. So let's bring it all home and boil it down to a simple, actionable roadmap so you know exactly what to do next.
All right, here is your launch checklist. 1. Choose an LLC. It's a powerful move for protection. 2. Follow those 6 simple steps to get filed. 3. Don't forget that $75 annual report to stay in good standing. And 4, and this is the big one, look into that BEP certification to unlock some serious state-level opportunities.
So there you have it. That's the playbook. From the legal paperwork to tapping into state funding, the path is clear. So the only question left is, what are you going to build?